And they say to each other, right, I know what the move is. The move is bowl cuts. Bowl cuts? Bowl cuts. Bowl cuts.
We do
and then
bowl
they
cuts?
cut to
They
a
bowl
haircut.
cut now?
And they cut to and then they cut to a haircut, which is not a bowl cut. It's just because they've given her a wig and they're all going to wear the same wigs.
They do a gender swap Thomas Crown affair, is what they do.
Yeah.
A Thomasina Crown affair. When they get changed, by the way, into these disguises, Jane has a fantastic
Tommy Dorfman Crown affair. Fuck!
a line I'm going to be thinking about for a hot minute because it's one of the bits we would do.
If we're in the building when they do their next security sweep, we're all going to German prison.
They would send us to German prison.
I would hate to go to German prison. Us 5 minutes before going on for the Berlin live show, we've all committed to saying Palestine will be free from the river to the sea. It's one of the main things.
German prison immediately.
Yeah, it's one of the main things they send you to German prison for.
Yeah, it's the only thing I think at the moment.
And then they do the thing of like, well, we got these two keys. We got the like fucking gelatin fingerfuck panel or whatever. Well, we had to get them off these two guys, and the way in which we got them reflects our different approaches, right? So one of them, Kristen Stewart's character got. And she got this off a guy by going to a gym and getting distracted and horny by every woman she saw. She just like me, for real.
She does do this. So like she steals the ID pass out of the security guard's bag, and then she goes to the front desk and she goes, "Hi, bye," and then turns away. And then another woman comes up to the desk, and what happens is I'll give you a little demonstration, right?
Yeah.
So Kristen Stewart's like, she's got the ID, and then she's like, "Hi, bye," walks away, and then another woman comes up, and Kristen Stewart goes, But she gets to here, and they fucking cut away from it.
They're trying so hard to cut all of the gay shit
She's
that Kristen
trying
Stewart
to make
wants
it
to
gay.
do.
Genuinely, bless her lesbian heart, because she keeps trying to do gay shit, and they keep cutting away from her.
I had a brainworm the entire way through reading this because
in your brain pocket.
I've been thinking a phrase since I watched this movie the first time a couple of days ago, and every single time I hear her name, I think the sentence, "got a Muslim homie named Christian Stewart."
Got a Mexican homie named Chinese Mike.
It's the Chinese Mike line. I just
So Jane's way of getting the thing off of her. What is that? That's not.
I know it's nothing, but every time I hear her name, I'm just like, Kristen Stewart.
Got a Mongolian homie named Demented Mongol.
Ramadan Mubarak, of course, to Kristen Stewart. Who is my Muslim homie?
But so Jane's approach is like, oh yeah, I just choked the guy out, right?
Yeah.
And I quite like this. It's quite, I like a sort of comic, comic tough woman character in this way, right?
Also, the movie sets something up here because as Ella walks into the building, there's a security guard who we hear his name is Ralph. Who pulls her aside and like gives her, a random scan, babe, and then like gives her the zzz with the thing, right?
She is Muslim.
The thing that we do is like, the thing we learn is that, is she?
Yeah, she pulled aside for a random scan. I'm doing I'm doing an airport security bit, don't worry.
And so we surmise that like he does this a lot, right? He's kind of flirting with her and it's unwelcome, right? Just file Ralph away in the brain pocket.
Yeah.
We'll come back to him later.
As he lets her through, he goes, "Don't forget to smile," in the creepy German voice. And it's like, man, maybe this guy should be in German prison. like, if they're going to be putting people in German prison, I think that's...
They got to send my guy to German. I gotta send my guy to German hell.
in prison, like, no, it's fine. I just didn't expect it to be German.
Arriving in hell and be like, no, I did expect there to be some Germans here, actually.
You know what? Fair enough.
Although I will say this for Ralph, right? And this is
Not
the misogyny.
not you.
Ralph might be a creep, but he is fucking on it, right? As a security manager, as a goon, and as an evil genius, you have to make these trade-offs, right? Like, yeah, okay, he's kind of a creep, but he's the only guy who like sees with his eyes because he like looks at the cameras and he like one time he sees like two women in bowl cuts and he's like, oh, there must be a glitch. Second time he sees it, he's like, get everyone.
Kill him.
Seal the fucking building.
We're sending these motherfuckers to German prison.
Here we just call it prison.
Hier ist heißt nur prison.
You'd hate to be in England and then you get sentenced to go to German prison.
I think, well, that's
To be
what,
fair, it could be worse. You could go to English prison.
That's true. You're a German women's prison.
when? So at this point we get like a sort of extended chase scene because they find that most of the Callisto devices are missing. They've already been taken.
Been taken by Matt Hancock.
Yeah. There's
Yes, we
There's
established
one-
that there are 6 of them that exist.
Yeah, there's one left. Also, by the way, they use this as like a sort of global threat. You know, anyone could be made to have a brain seizure with these things. There are 6 of them.
Yep.
You can make 6 people have a brain seizure.
They could be
I don't know
anywhere.
about you. Like, I know there's 3 of us. You could do all of us twice. But like,
Because the idea is it could be like an anonymous weapon anywhere and it looks like an accident. It's like
guess,
a super
but,
stealth
like-
spy weapon.
maybe who's the like top 6 like list of people you would most want to assassinate if you had?
Nice try, officer.
Fuck, I'm never going to be able to send her to German prison.
I'm holding out for
Banks.
Dutch prison.
But yeah, so I actually, Ella Balinska, Jane, she kind of grows on me here. I mean, it throws me, but she sounds a bit like one of my exes, and she's got the kind of like imperious like combat dynamic, whereas Kristen Stewart's being a kind of like lesbian gremlin, which is more like my thing. I mean, at one point they get made, and this happens.
I need you to exhibit some attention-seeking behavior.
The voice, you see.
I have so many ideas.
And, but the thing is, her ideas.
Her ideas were bad.
Yeah. What's her
Yeah.
idea?
She starts making monkey noises and just doing this. I'm like, have a second idea. I would have done a crime straight away. There's windows all over the shop. You know?
You got to be decisive. You know, you pick your first idea, even if it's not your best.
I think the first thing I saw was a window and a chair. I'm like, I can get attention right now.
Yeah, but can you do it in like a
Maybe
sort of,
more than actually they wanted in that
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah, they want
Yeah.
attention in the building.
Yeah, I want attention. Just shoots a guy, you know?
So Jane goes into the lab and there's a guy in there and they sort of flirt.
Yeah, they bond over
adorably.
chemicals.
Yeah,
because
is,
she's-
bonding, is that the bonding? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they bond ionically.
They bond like 2 pieces of cardboard in an alley.
Because she's trying to like contrive some kind of bomb or something to keep Ralph and his
Yeah.
goons out. And he's like, yo, is that phosphorus? Cool, that's my favorite chemical. It's nice to do the like, I love tickets thing displaced onto a guy. I appreciate making him nervous around her. I think that's cool. You know, this is kind of like making women tough. It's like, you know, it's got benefits and downsides. And this is one of the benefits.
Take note, this is Jane flirting with this guy. The character of Jane is
Yeah.
flirting with this guy. Just make a note of that.
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart in the earpiece is like, yo, is that you flirting with this guy? And essentially
Did
what
you
she's
just say-
saying to him is, don't fucking move or I'll break your kneecaps. It's like, is that?
He like
Again,
slides some fucking gummy bears across the table to her, and it took me a second. She's doing the. Oh my god, this is so science teacher. I'm sorry. You heat up potassium chlorate in a boiling tube and drop in a gummy bear, and it like does that. It does the fucking like big fire, and it starts screaming. It's things like that.
Do they send you to
but
German
so
prison
she's
for doing that
doing
to a
that.
guy?
Oh my god, that's crazy.
like, but you do have to heat it up, and she hasn't heated this. She would have just poured gummy bears into just a big container of, and it would have.
Do you want this
What
seat?
the fuck are we doing here? Are we?
And I'm November.
I'm sorry, I did this for a job. Imagine
with my
every time
fucking
you start
iPad.
talking about acting, and I'm just like,
Maybe I won't do that. Actually, I was about to do the same pose you are, and then I realized
do
I'm
that. No,
wearing
no,
a
no, no.
skirt.
bad idea.
Sending you both to German prison.
9.
Doch. So they flee to
stay
the
there.
exit, and Girl Bosley is about to like drive the escape van around,
Yeah.
and Ralph catches them because he's good at his job and he hates women. He's like, my job is to chase and catch a woman. Perfect. And
Fucking kill this guy.
yeah, they fully.
Yeah, they send him to German hell. They send him to super hell.
They give him a brain seizure.
Yeah, he dies of not listening to women. Crucially, they like stick the thing on the door to get them out, and he's like, I don't need to know what that is, and I don't need to listen to you explain it to me because I'm a man, and then gets the brain seizure. Many such cases.
And when they're in the car afterwards, and they're escaping, Ella goes, "Oh my god, I think Ralph is dead."
I'm a killer now. I've taken a human life.
She's not remorseful about this, like, at all.
No one else is either.
Well,
They're
she
just
kind
like, don't worry about it.
She kind of is for a second, and she's in the kind of like trauma zone, and she's like, man, it just feels like there's no bottom to the world. It's just a gutter that everything leaks out of. And Kristen Stewart's like, yeah, it's cool, it's based.
Kristen Stewart fully just goes like, I wouldn't take that on. And it's just like, what? That really implies some things about the morality of this private enterprise that you're in.
Yeah, no kidding. And what have they been doing?
You just
with those
killed a
rendition
German
aircraft?
man for no, and that's not a problem for you.
Well, also, they play.
I guess he was only German.
They play it for comedy too, in a way, which is okay,
He's not someone important like a German woman.
Because she's like, well, what if he's dead? And they're like, no, he's not dead. And the next shot is them zipping him up in a body bag.
They're just like, I'm sure he's fine. He's going upstate in a big farm. No, he's dead.
Yeah.